So, until now, we have made a water track and a track on a snowy park. I think it is time to have some proper race on asphalt. Or almost. This time the track will take place in the Edinburgh city, but it won't be a simple track. No, we need something special, making the route creation more challenging. This is why I chose to create a track going through the gardens. Despite what you might be thinking, this track will be much more competitive unlike our previous route creations. And in order to prove you that I'm serious, we have another guest driver to show us the way. Some say she only races at night because her car engine blows under the sunlight. All we know is she is Ramilia Scarlett from Touhou, who is now a car. Unfortunately, it is still day outside, so we will leave the route creation to our own non-professional driver until night time arrive, meaning the final race, because in Forza Horizon, the route creation is a eternal day. The starting point is going to be the Prince Street Gardens event, the closest to the gardens. Going through the gardens aside, the track is pretty simple. Part of the challenge will be to make it competitive with the AI. I said in the previous route creation that my goal was to make the AI competitive, and we can agree that until now the AI in my tracks is not an absolute success. But in this one it will be better. Anyway, we can go across the gardens by here. However, it is quite the sharp turn with small space to deal with, and above all you go on a sidewalk, causing your car to make a small jump. But what awaits you next is not easier. The path through the garden is narrow, and it is also not a simple straight line. We must take a light left turn, and then take a corner in the opposite direction. The checkpoint does not allow you to cut much, the tree prevents you from doing so anyway. This section will put your driving skills to test. It may also be a good way to practice them. Then we follow the path straight to regain the road, but we are going to do a sharp turn again on the left, cutting a bit on the grass before taking the corner as advised. Now back on the streets, we have a small straight line, but before continuing further, let's test what we have. We just have one bot or two failing to take the corner, but that's fine. It's because there are too many cars packed on the first lap. It doesn't seem like there are problems on the exit corner of the gardens. We can continue the route creation. After the straight line we will be doing a wide hairpin. Beware of the sidewalks though. After the few corners in the uphill, we will follow the downhill and continue straight. We are heading back to the finish line, but not directly. We are going to go through the gardens once again. We will go in a very small chicane and launch for a good straight line. However quite narrow because of the benches. Then there is the corners making a U-turn. They are in a slightly uphill, and at the exterior of the corner is a grass mound, making the corner more difficult. The corner is followed by a second straight line. As you can see, you don't have much space on the track overall. Overtaking an opponent will not be an easy task, but don't worry, it is going to be more of an endurance race. With patience, you should make it to first place. Let's test the AI in that section now. The AI seems working fine. So now we can add the final hairpin before reaching the finish line. We finally have made it through the whole track. Once I tested the track, I noticed that modifying it after going back to the starting line is making the AI go crazy for some reason. So if you want to test one of your circuit race, I recommend you to place a finish line just before the starting point. Since we have still some time, let's make an alternate version of the track to make it feels more like a racing one. This version is going to be shorter, but instead of taking the turn right away, we are going further ahead. Since we are still heading for the gardens, we are going to take a turn to the right. This way we are going to face the entrance of the gardens. What's next is the same as before, but we will not regain the road at the other side. We will make a sharp turn, so we can directly go back at the starting line. And that's about it for this version. You can find both of these tracks, the Streets Garden Circuit GP and the Streets Garden Circuit Short at Turismo 5300 as usual. Now that night has fallen, it's time for Amelia to do the demonstration for both tracks. Thanks for watching.